You tell yourself, stop overthinking, and 10 seconds later, you're doing it again. Same thoughts, same loop. So, what if the problem isn't that you can't stop, but that your brain doesn't want to? In the next few minutes, you'll understand exactly why overthinking feels uncontrollable, what's actually happening inside your mind, and a simple way to break the loop without forcing yourself to just relax. You tell yourself, stop overthinking, and somehow that makes it worse. Like trying not to think about something only makes it louder. And that's because overthinking isn't a mistake. Your brain is actually trying to help you, just in a very inefficient way. And this is where it gets interesting, because your brain treats thoughts like problems that need solving. So when something feels uncertain, like a text you sent, a decision you made, or how someone sees you, it goes into problem solving mode, replaying scenarios again and again, trying to find the perfect answer. But here's the mistake most people make: they think more thinking will lead to clarity, when in reality, it just creates more doubt. Imagine this visually, like opening 20 tabs in your browser, each thought leading to another, and suddenly your mind is overloaded and frozen. That's overthinking. Not intelligence, not awareness, just mental overload. And it gets worse because your brain rewards this loop. Every time you overanalyze, it feels like you're being productive, like you're gaining control. But you're not. You're feeding anxiety. And don't skip this part, because this is the real reason you can't stop. Your brain is addicted to certainty. It hates the unknown. So it keeps thinking, hoping the next thought will finally feel enough. But it never does, because certainty doesn't come from thinking, it comes from action. Let me give you a simple example. You send a message and don't get a reply. Instead of waiting, your brain creates stories. Did I say something wrong? Are they ignoring me? Should I send another message? And suddenly, one moment turns into an hour of stress. But none of those thoughts actually solve anything. They just make you feel worse. So here's what actually works. Instead of trying to stop overthinking, you shift your role from thinker to observer. You notice the thought without engaging with it, like watching cars pass instead of chasing each one. And this is where it changes everything. Because the moment you stop treating thoughts as problems, they lose their power. Another simple trick is to create a decision boundary. Give your brain a limit. Like, I'll think about this for 2 minutes, then I act or move on. Because without limits, your mind will think forever. And here's something most people ignore: overthinking thrives in stillness. When you're not doing anything, your brain fills the gap with thoughts. So movement, physical or mental, breaks the loop instantly. Go for a walk, start a small task, shift your focus. Because action interrupts overthinking better than any mindset trick. And if you remember one thing, let it be this: overthinking feels like control, but it's actually avoidance. Avoidance of uncertainty, of action, of discomfort. And the way out isn't more thinking, it's doing, despite not having all the answers. So here's the result. When you stop chasing perfect clarity and start accepting a little uncertainty, your mind finally quiets down. Not because you forced it, but because it no longer has a reason to keep looping. So, to sum it up, overthinking happens because your brain wants certainty. It tricks you into thinking more equals control. But real control comes from observing your thoughts, setting limits, and taking action anyway. And if this made you see your thoughts differently, hit like, subscribe, and watch the next video on why your brain keeps you stuck in the same patterns. Because once you understand that, everything starts to change.